Students, welcome to, I believe this is the third video on the cumulative frequency. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this video is actually for us to know draw this cumulative frequency curve. Excuse me. And I just want to mention that another name for cumulative frequency curve is an ogive, spelled O-G-I-V-E. So this ogive that we're going to draw, same thing as cumulative frequency curve. Now, we need to know what are we going to use to draw this curve. Now, there are two ways to draw an ogive, also known as a cumulative frequency curve. There are two ways. The first way is we can use let's look back at the question. We can use the lower limits. Sorry, we can use the upper limits of each class. Yeah, so we can use either the upper limits of each class, or we could use the upper class boundary. Now, for this video, I will be using the upper limit. I'll do another video showing you how to use the upper class boundary. Here we go. Let's look at the first class. Good. The first class is 151 to 155. So what is the upper class limit for that class? Very good. The upper class limit is 155. So we would go to our graph paper, right? And as we can see, now look back at the question. The upper class limit for the first class is 155. Now we have to match it with the cumulative frequency. And the cumulative frequency for that first class is 10. So we go to our graph paper and find 155 for the height. Notice the limit is on the x-axis, right? Because it's the height. So we find 155 and we match it with the cumulative frequency curve that goes in line with that. The cumulative frequency that goes in line with it, and that's 10. So we would find 155 on our x-axis and then move up until we find 10 on the y-axis. Now you must be wondering, where is 10, miss? If this is 50. Remember that here would have been 0, right? Here should be 0. Now we have how many boxes between 0 and 10 here? Good. If you count it, you will count 10 boxes. So if there are 10 boxes and we want to find out how much or where 10 would lie, it means therefore that we have to do some division. Not true? Yeah, we have to know the 50 is right here. We know here is 50. So how much does each box value? We could work that out. So it could be this 50 divided by the number of boxes between 0 and 50. There are 10 boxes between 0 and 50, so it means therefore it's 50 divided by 10, which gives us, let me write it right here. So it would be 50 students divided by 10. So each box values 10 divided by 50 gives you, very good. Each box represents 5. I think they call them, in the question it says these persons are applicants. So it would be 5 applicants, right? So if each box represents 5 applicants, that means 2 boxes would represent 10. So we would look where, let me bring this up a little closer for you to see. You see? So one box would be 5 and the second box would be 10. So we would now find 155, which is our upper limit, and mark the second box. Let me put it right there. Let me put it up closer so that you can see. All right, see, it's right at the second box. So we're going to do the same for the second class, which shows us that the second class has an upper limit of 160 and 65 as the cumulative frequency. So same procedure. We find the upper class limit here, which is 160, and it matches with 65. So we would find 65. We know 65 would be above 50. And we know each small box represents 5. So it would be 55 is here, 60 is there, and 65 is right there with a little dot. All right. That's your 65 would be. See, it matches. If we go all the way over here, we see. So this is 65, this is 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So 65 is right there. Next one. 165 is the upper class limit and 170 is the cumulative frequency. So we're going to 165 and it matches with 170 as the frequency. So we know we're going to go all the way up, up, up past 150. This is 155, 160, 165, 170, and go over, 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 over until we are just above the 165. So how much did we say it was? 170? So 155, 160, 165, 170. All right. Don't worry. You're going to get used to it. All right. Normally we say to use an X. But because my X's are going to be so big, that's why I use a dot. You can use an X because you're going to use pencil. The next class now is upper class limit is 170 and it matches with 280. So let's find 170 here and let's go to 280 over here. So this is 285, 255, 260, 265, 270, 275, 280. So 280 is right above here. Going all the way across is still 280 until we are right above 170. All right, let's check again. 255, 260, 265, 270, 275, 280. So 280 would be right here. When you're doing yours, you will see it much, much clearer. All right, the next one is 175 and 360. Let's do that one now. So 175 and 360. 175 is all along this line is 175. And this is 350, so that means here is 360. 360 is 2 boxes above 350. All right, 2 boxes above 350, so it's right here. And I don't know if you can see the rest. 180 now. 180 is the next upper class limit and it matches with 390. So let's find 390. 390, we know it's 2 boxes below 400. See? And then we're going to go all the way over to 180 here. And then we put a dot to represent it. A dot. And we know the last one is what? The last one is 185 and it matches with 400. It must match with the total number that was given in the question. See? 400. So we know 185 must go all the way up to our 400 mark. All right. Now you must be wondering, what's the next step, miss? The next step is pretty easy. Now the next step is where we connect the dots. And we use our free hand. No ruler. No ruler. No ruler. Right? So the curve must go through all the points. Alright? And this is now a cumulative frequency curve. So we will put the heading here. This is a Q mu free frequency curve showing the heights. We have to talk about what it's showing. The heights of 400 female applicants. And our scale, we need to let them know our scale. The scales are for the x-axis. We use x-axis is 2 centimeters to 5 units, and the units was centimeter, right? But for the y-axis we use 2 centimeters to represent 50 applicants. I'm going to use APPL for applicants in short. Now the colons here means represent. Alright, so I hope you saw it. So here is the title of the graph itself. This is the scale. Now we should put these on. And this is our curve itself, see? Alright, so I hope it's clear. I'll do another video where we use the boundaries. And then you can try one for yourself. So we can use either the upper class limit and the cumulative frequency to plot the points, or we could use the boundaries, upper class boundaries. All right, students, all the very best. See